Hello, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome back. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that down there and subscribe, and hit the notification bell and you'll get notified of when I'm putting videos out, which is pretty much every day lately. And my mojo is coming back, you'll be glad to know. So anyway, it's Wednesday. So I mentioned it in my little chat I did yesterday, and you have come back in your droves and said, yes, please, can we have a Wingnut Wings Wednesday? So for the foreseeable future, we will get a Wingnut Wings Wednesday. We may get one missed at an inevitable time, which is coming due to other events, but we'll try and keep up with it every Wednesday as long as we can. So basically, it'll be a video regarding Wingnut Wings. It may not be a build, it may be about a competitor, it may be something else, but Wingnut Wings Wednesday sounds good. I mean, you could do a Tamiya Tuesday, you could do I don't know, a Das Work Donnerstag. So, you know, that's a Saturday, I think, Donnerstag. Oh, that's Sunday, isn't it, Donnerstag? Samstag is Saturday. Anyway, enough of that. So, we can have a main model Monday. Basically, Wingnut Wings Wednesday, because a lot of you, and certainly me, Wingnut Wings holds a very, very special place in our hearts, if you like, because they are I say are because they still exist. They have not gone bankrupt. They have not got bust. They are still a registered business. They still have a website which is fully up and running, which we'll be looking at in a minute. And, you know, they're still there. The molds are still out there. The only tooling that has come out since the closure of Wingnut Wings, we'll call it closure for want of a better word, the Lancaster tooling wasn't finished. So Border Model bought that up. But it wasn't finished. It hadn't been signed off. So, you know, you get the test shots. You know, a lot of companies will do 1 or 2 test shots and yeah, that'll do, out it goes. Richard Alexander was very, very fussy apparently, and they could often, it says all about this in a book I'm going to show you, and often they would go up to 5 test shots. So yeah, so the companies had to really perfect their tooling, and the Lancaster tooling wasn't perfected. As you will know, if you've got that kit, this one here, the Border Models Lancaster and the later Dambuster one, you will know that on the spine the rivets fade in and out, and there's bits of pips and stuff like that, and there's little bits of fit issues and stuff, but still an absolutely awesome kit. And Border Model plastic, I think, is the best plastic out there. Absolutely love it. I actually think Border Model could well become the best plastic kit manufacturer on the planet if they're not there already, because if you take every other kit they've produced other than that one, it's their own tooling, and they are absolutely superb. The only thing that needs some attention, if attention is what you can call it, is the instructions. But otherwise, their kits are stunning. If you haven't built one, go try it. They are stunning, absolutely stunning. So basically, yeah, Wingnut Wings. So the only tooling that was left behind, that's where I was the Lancaster, which was unfinished, and the 24th scale and the 32nd scale Fokker F1 DR1 triplane, which Meng got hold of. So Meng have released the 32nd scale and the 24th scale Fokker DR1. And again, the tooling was unfinished. It wasn't signed off. And we'll talk about a book in a second where you can read all about that. So Wingnut Wings. Wingnut Wings are generally World War I aircraft. Started up around 2009. Peter Jackson always had a passion for World War I aircraft, and he also had a passion for scale modelling. He loved aircraft. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, he was working on a brand new Dambusters film. Unfortunately, it never got done. It never came to fruition, so that was a shame. It may appear one day, we shall see. The other thing is Peter Jackson still owns all the tooling for all the Wingnut Wings kits. So one day, he may start up again. I kind of would rather he started up again than he sold the tooling to someone else, because there is a perfect example. You've got some amazing plastic, which is, yeah, unfinished, but it's amazing plastic that's been put together by a kit manufacturer who knows nothing about the actual aircraft. If Wingnut Wings had produced that model, the instructions would have been the only Lancaster reference you'd ever need to build an accurate model, because the staff just went their utmost to just get everything absolutely perfect, which is why you've got Qatari models today which is the managing director is Richard Alexander. The company is owned by obviously a very wealthy vet, and some of the Wingnut Wings crew have gone over there, and they absolutely produce some of the best instructions on the market. I mean, you've got Wingnut Wings, you've got Copper State models, and you've got Qatari. There is no one else out there that can touch them for their instructions. No one. So yeah, everybody else should take note. So yeah, launched in 2009. Peter Jackson, apparently the story I heard, Richard Alexander was working in a model shop. Peter Jackson approached him, said, "You want to go start making models together?" And that's how it all started. And they got some really good guys, people all over the world working for them. One of the designers is now Beacon Models was the company. One of the designers from Wingnut Wings now works or owns a company called Beacon Models. So go check them out online. 144 scale aircraft, absolutely stunning little models apparently. So hopefully I'll have one for review for you very soon. Anyway, so yeah, 2009 they started and they produced some gorgeous things. First of all, it was the Junkers J1, which I've got here, which was a beautiful, beautiful model. That was the first I'd ever heard of Wingnut Wings. I was at a model show, I saw this big purple and green thing, and thought, what's that? And that was when I heard about Wingnut Wings. Then I saw a Gota 4, and that was when I fell in love with Wingnut Wings. And I still think that is probably the best, most accurate plastic model kit on the planet. But then you have to look at the Tamiya, Spitfire, Corsair, Mustang, Mosquito. But for me, the absolute most awesome model aeroplane in the world, if you like, built model display, is the Gota 4 from Wingnut Wings, which went out of production years ago. So that was what they started producing. Now, the biggest problem with Wingnut Wings is cost. They basically closed their doors around April 2020. I made a video about it. You can still see it on my channel. Go back and have a look, and you can see in the comments I said I thought the Wingnut Wings were gone for good. And there were loads of comments. No, they just closed down because of COVID. They'll be back, blah, 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 blah. No, I think they're gone for good. Because Richard Alexander made a statement, and you could read, it was on a forum, World War I Aircraft forum or something. One of the ex-Wingnut Wings employees was on there, and basically it just looked like that was it. They were finished. So, but bear in mind, they haven't finished. They haven't gone bankrupt. They haven't gone bust. They closed their doors. You know, much like if you rented a house out and you decided to stop renting it, you close the doors and that's it. The house sits there empty. You don't sell it, you don't do anything with it. It's just sat empty. That's what Wingnut Wings is doing. I don't know if they still have any property. I believe they've recently sold off all their old stock. Somebody suggested I email them for a missing sprue. I've emailed them and I had no reply. So I assume there's nobody manning any computers or anything. But as a company, they still exist. So if you say they've gone bust, you're wrong. They haven't. So yeah, unfortunately, April 2020, they shut down. And as a result of that, the prices went through the roof, and they slowly increased. And what was really nice was when the likes of Andy's Hobby Headquarters, Hannant's, I think E-Models, I'm not sure if E-Models got there from Hannant's, but they had this sort of batch come in, and actually no, sorry, E-Models didn't. That was, E-Models was selling off the last of their stock, that's right. But they all did it at the reasonable, at the ordinary cost price, which was really good of them. They could have like really hiked the prices up, but everything was sold at the standard price. And I bought a few, really good, really happy I did, because now they're stupid money. Having said that, many people comment, I would love to build a Wingnut Wings kit, but I can't afford it. Your answer is here. There is your answer. I mean, you can get that one, the Border Models Light, but that's 600 odd quid. But this one here was, I got this for £37 on Amazon. Now they're £97. What happened, I did a review of this kit and you went crazy and you bought it in your droves. And Hannant sold out. Creative Models, who had them on Wingnut Wings on Amazon, sold out. Everybody sold out, and then the price went up. So, but if you stick around, it will come back down. I think the retail's about 57 quid, I think, and it's worth every penny of that. And it's a beautiful, beautiful model. It's Wingnut Wings plastic. We'll have a quick look in a minute. But if you're thinking, yeah, but I want the experience of the instructions and everything, there are these two books, and these are made by Albatross Productions. Okay, this is the Albatross World War I Scale Model Anthology series. Okay, and this is called Fokker F1 DR1, and this is it's a book by a modeler, Ray Rimmel, one of the best modelers on the planet, and a historian. But it's actually a book by modelers for modelers, and this you can consider, we'll have a quick look again in a minute, you can consider this is your missing Wingnut Wings manual, because it has step-by-step instructions on how to build that kit. So there we go. So there's your Wingnut Wings on a budget, and you know, you don't have to worry if you mess something up, because you can get spare parts and stuff like that. So yeah, really, really good that they did that. That was made in 2020, so they were quick off the blocks with getting hold of that tooling. The wording was that they thought Meng was doing their moulding for them. I don't know who did their moulding for them, but I know it wasn't Meng doing their tooling. It was another company I'm forgetting the name of now, but it was a typically Chinese name, a company. So so that's basically what happened. So they closed down, they're gone. They may come back, who knows, I hope they do. I've got quite a large collection, which is worth probably a fortune. I don't care, because I don't want to sell it. And if they do come back, you know, a kit like this Fokker E4, which I bought started and I need to get done. Basically, this was probably $59 or something. To get one of these now, I think you got to pay about 160 quid. Or some people ask more. Some people have a laugh what they ask for these models. I saw a Fokker D7 for £295. Come on. But yeah, I think these are about 160, 180 pound. If they re-release that kit tomorrow in a Wingnut Wings box with Wingnut Wings instructions, it would probably be about £60. So there we go. So that's something to look forward to if it ever happens. We'll also then get the Handley Page 0 series, the 0100, 0400. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So so that was what happened, and that is Wingnut Wings basically in a nutshell. So this all started off last week when I got this and I reviewed this kit. If you remember, I got two of them. One of them has a missing sprue, so what I'm going to do is make some resin mouldings off of one, and then sell the other kit with those parts off the sprue and out of the bag, or maybe still on the sprue, I don't know. And I asked you guys to start bidding. You've done that, closed bidding, and thank you very much. A lot of you have bid, and I can assure you it will sell. It's gone way over the £150 that I originally set it at. And I'm not going to say any more than that, because it's not fair, but it's a closed bidding, and at the end of it, April the 11th at 11:59 p.m, so almost the 12th of April, I will put a video out and I'll show you a list of all the people that have bid and everything, and so you can see that I'm being genuine. I'm not trying to mess about. What I'll do is I'll basically allow the comments to go through, or I'll copy the comments and put them underneath or in the video as a little bar or whatever. So there we go. So let's have a look at the Wingnut Wings website. If you want to go and have a look, wingnutwings.com, it's still there, it's still fully operational, and it is, if you're into World War I aircraft, or you're into aircraft modelling in general, when you look at the hints and tips bit, it's just a fantastic website, and I hope it stays up forever, because it is just brilliant. So let's go and have a look at that website. Okay, so if we go to the Wingnut Wings website, which is wingnutwings.com, this is the screen, the homepage that will come up, and you can see you've got some offers and stuff for the latest products there, which are obviously from way back when. But down the left hand side there's a list, and as you sort of run over that list, things will pop up. But if you click on model kit sets where I've got that yellow arrow, you'll get this page come up, which has down the left hand side you have images of the box front, then you have a description of what the kit is, and on the right hand side you have the price in US dollars. And this is what I was saying the other night on a live stream with Moss. You know, people always talked about Wingnut Wings being expensive, but some of those kits on there are $69, which at the time was like 40 quid. At the same time as a Tamiya Spitfire was £100, you know, so they weren't at all expensive. What made them expensive was all the import duties and shipping and stuff. But yeah, if you could get away with the shipping or the import duty, then you got yourself a bargain. So anyway, so down there you can see a list of models. I think this is on the second page now. You can see on the left hand side there I've put a yellow ring around it. This is the kit we're actually looking at. This is the kit I reviewed last week and have now got for sale. And basically if you click on that, this is what comes up, and across the bottom there you can see a line of there's a line of tabs going across there. So you've got archive images, color images, you've got color schemes, and then there's instructions, model images and hints and tips. So if you click on the archive photo, you'll get a line of photos very much like this one. You can see this is a lovely original black and white image of the engine. And if you click on the color images, you will get obviously images of restored aircraft, or you know, aircraft that are preserved or whatever, but be very, very careful with those. But what I've always found with Wingnut Wings, like in their instructions and that, they'll have some color images, and they will actually say if there's anything there that's wrong, you know, they will say, note, you know, this aircraft due to current legislation has to have shoulder straps. They didn't have that in the war, you know. And then you can come, next one along is color schemes. And in this kit, because it's a dualist, you don't get many choices. If you just bought the Sopwith Camel or any other Wingnut Wings kit, a single kit in the box, you'll probably get 4 or 5 schemes in the box. But when you buy the dualist, you generally only get one of each. But in this one, you do get a choice of 2 schemes on the Sopwith. So there you go. And if you go above there, click on instructions, you can see you get page by page the complete instruction manual front to back. And then if you look up above there, you've got the model images next to instructions. So you click on model images and that gives you a load of images of all the sprues in the kit. So that's really nice. You've got the decals and everything there as well. And then next to that, you've got hints and tips, which is basically there on this one. All they're giving you is, you can see 3 different guns there. So they're telling you there to make sure you have the right sort of cooling jackets or whatever on your guns, or indeed the right guns, because some people will actually advertise the guns as being wrong. I know there's one, I can't think which model it is now, but Wingnut Wings have actually picked up on someone selling a resin aftermarket wicker basket seat for a certain aircraft, and that aircraft never had a wicker basket seat. So Wingnut Wings will tell you that in their hints and tips. And then if you want to see more detail, like I say, in the dualists, you don't get as much detail about the individual aircraft as you do in the individual kit. So we can go back to the Wingnut Wings main website, or go back to model kit sets, and you can, the second kit they ever produced was the LVGC6. So if you click on that, you can see there you've got detail images, or detail of the actual aircraft itself, that kit on its own. And you can see down there we've got model images, and you can see their images of the built model, which there's one there which is absolutely gorgeous. And also, if you go down to the hints and tips, you'll see down there as well that you've got the hints and tips here. Example, this is how to produce wood grain using oils, which I've showed you a million times. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. And then if you go on to colour schemes, you will see in that kit that you get all the different colour schemes. So if you wanted to build this pair of dualists, and you don't want them to be, you know, together on the same date, which is what Wingnut Wings do. They give you a pair of aircraft that actually came face to face. But you want to do one of the other versions, you could just look out for the decal sheets. You often see decal sheets coming up on eBay, so you can look out for the decal sheets, and you can do any one of the versions that's on there then. And just finally, on the actual LVGC6, sorry, not on the LVGC6, if we go back to the Wingnut Wings homepage, down the left hand side you can see there is a listing called hints and tips. If you click on that, that gives you all the different hints and tips they've got, and each one of those opens up into a full-size window, so you can get lots and lots of stuff. Now, as I say, this website is still up and running. It's still fully operational, so it's bloody brilliant. It's a fantastic website, and you can learn a hell of a lot from it. What I would suggest, what I've done, it's probably naughty, you probably shouldn't do it, but I've actually copy and pasted a lot of the images that I want into my folders so that I've got them for future reference. I would never share them because they are copyrighted to Wingnut Wings, and they do have Wingnut Wings watermarks on every one of them anyway. But yeah, they are very, very useful images. So there you go. It's fantastic, isn't it? If you probably knew it was there, but you may not have ever looked right through it, or you may not have ever known it was there. But there you go. So you can go on there and you can, you know, if you see a kit you like on eBay and you think, well, it's a lot of money, but I think I can afford it and I want to get it, you can go on there, you can look at all the instructions, you can look at the colour schemes, you can see all the sprue images, you can see the built model, you can read hints and tips about it, you can go and see built models. It's just incredible. There's no other manufacturer that has anything like it, and that just shows you the depth that Wingnut Wings went into. That's how much they cared about you, the modeler. And the other thing that I always absolutely love about Wingnut Wings, and Qatari is doing exactly the same, they don't have stupid ejector pin marks in daft places. They don't have great big sink marks where they know they're going to be a pain in the ass. They do things like mould the wings as one piece so you haven't got two halves to go together. They can do it. Why can't other people? You know, why can't some manufacturers produce split wings without sink marks when Wingnut Wings can produce a wing that's about 6 mil thick and not get sink marks and not charge the earth for it? You know, it's just incredible. You know, why is it when you look at this Meng model, the Meng kit, a lot of them have a distorted upper wing? This one has a very slightly distorted upper wing, but you can sort it. When you look at these books, it tells you how to do them. Sort it out with boiling water, and I will show you that one day. But if Wingnut Wings had produced that kit, it would have been perfect. It wouldn't have had warped wings. It came out, you had parts breaking on the sprue. Wingnut Wings would have sorted that before it ever got to production. And this is what I'm saying. And it says in this book, there is an interview with Richard Alexander. I think it's in this one. There is an interview with Richard Alexander, and he talks in there about how fussy he was with his test shots and how, you know, he wanted to do, you know, five test shots, 6 test shots, whatever. And you can imagine the mold tool producer's like, ah, you know, he keeps making changes. So that's why you ended up with a fantastic kit. And you know, like I say, the sprue connection points were amazing. The plastic was amazing. The instructions were amazing. The build sequence was amazing, which is something a lot of companies struggle with now. I'm doing that Das Werk Vomag at the moment. The build sequence on that is not at all clever. You know, so basically, let's celebrate them all day long. Right, so I said we'd have a quick look at this kit, and I think what we'll do, we'll call it a day then because we're going on. But we'll have a very quick look through this. I've done a sprue review of it, so if you want to go and see a full review, go and have a look. You can see it on my channel. And we'll have a quick flick through these books to show you how good they are. And again, I've done a full review of both of these books, so you can get to see just how nice they are. But if you just want a quick look, then we'll do that now. So let's get to the overhead camera, get down, have a look at the bench, and we'll have a look at those bits and pieces. See you in a second. All right, so this is the main kit. It's QS002. They also do this in 1/24 scale as well, which I've got, but it's deep in the stash and I couldn't be bothered to get it out. But this one's here, so we can have a look at it. I've also done a full review of the 24th scale. So there we go. We can see that it's also got the option to do the stripy linen version as well, which is also in that book. So we'll put the box lid over there. So we've got, you can see here when you look at this, you know, I'll show you a quick comparison. When you look at the Meng instructions compared to the Wingnut Wings, you know, this is, you can see the difference in thickness there. This is, have they got page numbers on here? Yeah, that's 20 pages, and this one is 30 pages. And you can see in this one, this is for the Fokker E4, we've got all those I keep calling them colour black and white images. I'm going mad. You've got all these different schemes, you've got all the different images, genuine, proper wartime images of the aircraft. So you can see how the weathering and everything was. You can see the turn aluminium finish on there. You know, all the rigging diagrams, everything is there. It's just beautiful. You know, and it's just really, really simple to follow. So, you know, not too bad for the not beginner, but a novice modeler will have no trouble. And they show you how to do the rigging in the cockpit and everything as well. So that's, you know, that's what you're getting with your Wingnut Wings. But with your main kit, you're getting Wingnut Wings plastic, but unfortunately, not really much of a patch on the Wingnut Wings instructions. So there we go. Again, this was unfinished tooling. If you get the books that I'm going to show you in a second, then you'll see in there. But we can see, if you're a fan of Wingnut Wings, you will recognise all this straight away. You know, these little individual engine sprues, because they basically made a sprue that they could share among other products. So that was cool. Now Meng, actually thinking about it, Meng may have had to remake this sprue, because Wingnut Wings may have planned to use one of their original sprues they already had, unless this engine wasn't used in another aircraft. So that may be a Meng sprue, not Wingnut Wings. Because the reason I say that, it's got this flash on the outside. And Wingnut Wings always have this kind of thing. So, not too sure about that. It's something worth looking into. But you can see in here, it's lovely Meng plastic, which is great. But this is all Wingnut Wings tooling, so you can see the hinges moulded in there beautifully and everything. Again, you've got this huge tab in the corner. If you look at the border model Lancaster, look at any Wingnut Wings kit, that's what they're like. Got the clear sprue there, typical Wingnut Wings. Again, you see you've got this big tab in the inside. And then we've got the wings here with all the, you can see the beautiful ribbing, and as I say, they're one piece. So, you know, if Meng have managed to get some shrink marks in here, but it doesn't matter because it's fabric. But you know, you look at those wings; they're a good sort of 4 millimeters thick. If they could do it, why can't other companies? Instead of giving us these, you know, wing halves all the time. But this was one of the problem areas. Was here? This would break here, and I think they've sorted out with their packaging. But also the main upper wing would warp, and I think you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a slight warpage in it, so it's got dihedral, and the book goes into how to get rid of it with boiling water. Unfortunately, some kits have a wing that's sort of like a squiggly worm, and that's going to be very difficult to get rid of. And then here you can see we've got typical Wingnut Wings sprue, you know, all the lovely detail. You can see the fabric on there. It's gorgeous. We must get on and build this sometime. But you can see here we've got all the sprue connection points in sensible places. We've got ejector pin marks in sensible places on the back where they're not going to be seen. We have ejector pin marks on the insides of the wheels, nothing on the tyres. You know, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice. So that is your way to a Wingnut Wings experience without spending Wingnut Wings collector money. In the bottom of here you can see we've got some Wingnut Wings instructions. This is for an Albatross D5, and the reason I've got this is because I've got the decal sheet. There's the main decal sheet, which is inaccurate. This is the Albatross D5. You can see that if you bought this kit, so if you do want to do a more accurate version of this Meng kit, get this Albatross D5 from Manfred von Richthofen, and you will see, let's go to there, my favourite World War I aircraft. You will see in here you have, there you go, there is a scheme for Fokker DR1, and there are the decals for it. So you can see here that, you know, these decals are a lot nicer than them. And you've also got all the instrument panels and stencils and stuff like that. So very, very nice indeed. That photo actually looks very Wingnut Wings-esque as well. So so that's how to get into Wingnut Wings if you don't want to spend all the money. But as I say, you're not getting the sort of the quality of the instructions, the history and all that. You're just getting basically a a Meng model kit really. So if you do want all that, then you can get these books, and these are available, as I say, from Albatross Productions. It might be Albatross Publications. Windsock Data File Specials.co.uk. There you go. That's where you can find them from. So this is part one. As you can see, we've got some nice images there. And as you can see in here, we've got, this is all talk about the various kits that are available. And this is the Rodin kit down here. The Rodin kit there in the Encore models, I've actually got that one. This has a lot of resin and everything with it. And then over the page here, we've got the Merit models, which is now I Love Kit. And then here is the Meng model, and this is the Meng 1/24th. So you've got the option of that one or that one. That one's going to be better all day long, I should imagine. But, you should see. But here we are talking about the sprues and everything. We've got colour schemes. So here's your colour scheme, colour call outs that you're not getting on the, let me just bring the camera up a touch. I'm a bit too far down, aren't I? There we go. So you've got the colour call outs that you're not getting in the main kit. So this is, like I say, this is your Wingnut Wings instruction manual for that model. And you can see here, step by step, all colour photos, how to build the model, how it was intended. I don't know if they're talking about filling in these ejector bin marks here, but whatever. You can see here all the cockpit going together. No, they haven't filled them in there. So all the cockpit going together, and then they've got proper colour images of the real aircraft, so you can see how it all goes together. And there's a few hints and tips about changing the exhaust and stuff. This is all about putting the fabric paneling on the bottom of the fuselage because it's missing. There's also something about grab handles. Richard Alexander said that he suggested moving the handles to here, and Meng have actually put them back where they were, so something like that. So for different versions of the aircraft, the grab handles on the back of the fuselage were in different positions. You can see here we've got all the parts called out, how to build the model all the way through. It's absolutely beautiful. How to build and paint the engine. And then here we've got the beautiful hanger from Aviatic. I must get in touch with Aviatic and see if they want to send me one of those for review, because it's lovely. You can see here's a diorama with the aircraft in the hangar. And then here we've got, this is an interview with Richard Alexander, and they're talking all about what was to be. You can see there the boxing, the Wingnut Wings boxing. So you've got the Fokker DR1 early, Fokker DR1 late. That's what we would have had. You can see here the CAD models exploded. You can see there's one of their test shots. So, and you read all that in there and it tells you all about what happened. And there we go, there's a Rodin kit. And as you can see, fantastic book. Well worth having if you're a Fokker DR1 fan, because it's all in there. So there we go. And then if that's not enough for you, they did a volume 2 with Ray Rimmel and Richard Alexander. And you can see here, okay, that's the notes I made about when I did the review. You can see here's some beautiful built models there. And then we've got 32nd scale colour schemes. And these are done by Ronnie Barr, which is the guy that actually did the colour schemes for Wingnut Wings. So now you can see the connection. It's all coming together. And here we are building the model itself. And I believe, let me just go and check something a second. What I want to check. This is actually the 1/32nd scale kit here. So you can see we're building it here in the stripy linen scheme. You can see they're built up absolutely beautiful. We've got proper images of the genuine rotary engine, which is very nice indeed. Doug Craner is a figure sculptor. Doug Craner, I showed you some of those Lancaster figures I did last week. They are absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful, and he is a top dog sculptor. Absolutely awesome. You can see there's a pilot with his dog. And then going over the page, you can see here we've got the kit here. What you'll notice down here, you've got part numbers and things called out in red. And that is basically, red is 1/32nd scale. And then as we move forward through the book, you can see here, now we've got the Fokker DR1 in 1/24 scale. So this is concentrating now on building the Meng 1/24 scale kit. And you will see that parts are highlighted in green. So part numbers here in green, that means 1/24 scale, so you don't get confused. But here you've got the seat being built up and everything. They give you some hints and tips on what to drill out and do this, that and the other with. There's some genuine bolts, belts. They're showing you here how to get it all together, ammo boxes and everything. And then we've got some genuine wartime pictures of the cockpit, the fuel tank and everything. There we go, adding the linen to the base. How to get this metal effect. And more about figures from Doug Craner. As you can see, beautiful, beautiful images. Genuine wartime images. And there's some more of these lovely images from, these are Wingnut Franzi. So we got Ronnie Barr and Wingnut Franzi doing images in here for us. Absolutely fantastic, and these are all in 1/32 scale. So there we go. That's a couple of books I would highly recommend if you want to build a really nice Fokker DR1. And with the Wingnut Wings series coming, I think we'll probably build that as part of it. So there we are. Sorry there was no sort of building or anything going on, but I only knew last night that you'd want this, and today is Wednesday and this has got to go out tonight, so nothing much going on. But as I say, these books, they are available, they are still available, and they are available from, where was it I said on here? I'll show you again. There we go. It's www.winsockdatafile, I'm trying to read it backwards, datafilespecials.co.uk. Go and have a look on there and order yourself one of each of those. By Ray Rimmel and Richard Alexander, two of the best World War I guys on the planet. Ray is probably the #1 modeler. He's done all the books you can get on all the World War I aircraft. He's authored all of those, and they're absolutely. I've got lots of them. He sent me some, which has been very nice of him. But I bought a lot of them previously. The AEG, the Gotha, and all that. Absolutely awesome, lovely books. And don't forget, you can also get the other books, which we'll show you in another Wingnut Wings special video on building them. So we'll have a look at those as well. Thank you for watching. As I say, sorry it hasn't been too much modelling or anything, but next time it will be. Bye for now.